It's Charles Folkart, May 13th, 2017. I welcome everyone. I thank you for subscribing, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Very much appreciated. I want to get right to it. This is my second anniversary, 2 years now, on Flat Earth. And before we get into that, though, I wanted to say something about a comment someone made that I inadvertently put it in the trash early this morning. I wasn't quite all awake. I hadn't had my cup of coffee yet. I apologize. But it was about why I'm attacking Kapner. Kapner is a Jew attacking Jews, and he's wondering why I'm attacking Kapner. And he said, if Jews took your money, why are you attacking Kapner? Who's attacking the Jews? See, the reason I'm attacking Kapner is that he's a Jew too. A lot of people don't get that. Just because he says he converted to Orthodoxy and we caught him in his lies, that I don't think he was anywhere near 8 years in the monastery, folks. I don't even think he was there 8 weeks, but we don't know for sure, do we? But we caught him in a lie in 2002 for at least 6 months, where he was in the sleeping in his Buick, and he went into a Jewish temple wearing the Sephardic yarmulke. So if he was actually a Christian and he renounced Judaism, why didn't he go to a Christian church for help, and why didn't he go to the Russian Orthodox Church, whom he says he became a part of? But I don't want to get into that too far. The reason I'm going after Kapner is for that exact reason. He's taking people's money. He's just another Jew taking people's money, and he's found this niche of attacking the Jews. And a lot of people who watch Kapner don't know that you can go to other places like Jew Watch. And you used to be able to go to the French Connection, but you can't go to those sites anymore. You don't need Kapner to tell you about the Jew. He's very professional in the way that he presents it. He keeps his videos short. He even admits he's got a webmaster. He's got special people helping him. All he does is he stands in front of the camera, and then everybody else takes over. And they've got a very good thing going here, folks, with the 501c3. I don't want to get into that in this video. This video is about the flat earth, so I'm going to move on. I wanted to show you a little background. 2 years ago, I started looking into the flat earth, probably late April. And because I had never bought into evolution, I never bought into atheism, I never bought for 1 second, I never bought that 9/11 was done by 19 Arabs, a conspiracy of 19 Arabs with box cutters. I was living overseas. I saw it on the screen, the collapse of the tower. The first thing I said was, they put bombs, they put explosives in the building. So right away, I knew that 19 Arabs couldn't have put explosives in the buildings without being seen. So right from the get-go, I never bought the lie of 9/11. So when Flat Earth came around, and there's a lot of other lies that I haven't bought, but that's just a couple of the big ones. Evolution and 9/11. Never bought into them. So when I started looking at the flat earth, it didn't take me too long to figure out that, hey, I've been lied to about something else. And number two, because I don't care what people think about me, I came out on May 14, 2015 with this article here. And I'm not going to read it to you. You can come back. And I went public. And a lot of people I've noticed are very hesitant to go public on their flat earth belief. Even, I'm not going to mention his name, pretty prominent in the flat earth, got a lot of very good content. He said for a long time, I'm not committed either way. And I kept thinking, come on, buddy, make a commitment. And anyway, it only took me, I'd say it took me about a week to come to conclusion, maybe 10 days, and then I thought about it for another week before I came public. And this is my public statement that I'm flat earther for 2 years tomorrow. Now I want to go look at a comment and then we'll end this video. Now, Shemmy's Love made a comment here, and it's a good example of why I haven't changed my mind about flat earth in 2 years, because I haven't seen any evidence to refute what I believe about the flat earth. So let's just go through this real quick. And this fellow says, he says, I subscribe to you and I do not care what you believe. Well, thanks. You know, we can entertain different ideas without being personal about it. I appreciate that in you. Believe in what you want, but your constant flat earth talking nonsense makes me a little angry. Hey, sorry, but you ever consider you might be wrong? Okay, proofs. See, he doesn't know the difference. I'm sorry, buddy, but you don't know the difference between proof and evidence. I've got 2 or 3 videos that show you the difference, explain the difference between proof and evidence. You don't have proof. Proof is what happens up here. The evidence, as you see it, proves to you the earth is a spinning sphere. The evidence, as I see it, proves to me, and still does after 2 years, the earth is stationary and level plane. So let's take a look at this, what this fellow says, because it's a good example of the arguments they have in their thinking. There's only 6, it won't take very long. The existence of the north and south stars, that all of astronavigation is based on, completely debunks the flat earth. Well, no it doesn't. Let's go have a look at the south star, shall we? But before we get there, I don't believe there is a south pole. I believe there's a north pole with, it's magnetic, and it's in the center of the earth. And the earth is actually operates on electromagnetism, not gravity. But I don't want to go there. But I don't believe there is a south pole. So this idea of there being a south star, to me, doesn't make any sense. Even Wikipedia, the south celestial pole lacks a bright star like Polaris to mark its position. Well, that's because there is no south pole. But there is a south star called Sigma Octantis, located in the constellation Octans, but it is so dim that virtually nobody calls it a south star except this fella here, Zimsler. So I found this pretty funny. You can come back here and read that if you want. In fact, I'll leave it on here long enough. This right there. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Before we go to number 2, the South Star exists. Well, yes and no. Therefore, the South Pole exists? No. You can't go from a false premise to a correct conclusion. I just showed you that there really is no south star, not like the Polaris. Therefore, flat Earth does not exist. Well, see, that's the kind of arguments that have kept me a flat earther for 2 years. The map of flat Earth is semi-okay at the northern hemisphere, so he admits that. There are huge problems with the distances in the south hemisphere. Well, yes and no. There are flights from Australia to the RPA. I'm not sure what that is. Yes. So the flight time schedule would need to involve the airplanes to fly way above supersonic speed. Well, no, they don't, because obviously flights exist and they're flying there. And I've seen where the flat Earth makes way more sense. The flat Earth map makes way more sense than the spinning sphere globe. Anyway, Yeah, I agree with you. Those are definitely not supersonic airplanes. I agree with you, but your argument doesn't make any sense, at least to me, buddy. Okay? There is observationally proven solar day and solar night at the Antarctica. Just go to Antarctica during the winter time. And see, here's another guy that calls it the Antarctica. And I had a guy criticize me because I said the Antarctica. See, in my mind, the Antarctica is the ring of ice around the level plain Earth holding in the oceans, and it has something to do with the magnetic North Pole and the ice and the firmament and the dome all tie in somehow along with salt water. But I don't want to go there. It's a whole nother video, and I'm still trying to figure all that out. Well, no, there's at least 2 or 3 videos out there that I've seen that disprove the idea that the continent of Antarctica is what we've been told, and the revolving of the sun. So I'm not going to buy number 3 from you, buddy. Sorry. You're going to have to go get some more information. The time zones at the south hemisphere would be all effed up in the flat Earth universe. Well, how? They are not. Well, they are perfectly fine. Well, you've got to bring some evidence here, buddy, to prove this. You can't just make a statement and then just walk away thinking you won the argument. Should be. Well, why? Okay, so anyway, move on. Number 5. Of course, you can say that nothing is impossible for God, but you know that's a statement. I'm not even going to go there. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about here. So maybe it's impossible for God. If this argument was the other way, and you were trying to convince me of the spinning spear, I would go to Scripture and I would find the verses that say, well, wait a minute, the earth is unmovable. And then I would go to Joshua 10, and Joshua 10, Joshua asked for the sun to stand still. We're told that we're spinning around a stationary sun. We're spinning around at 66.66 thousand miles per hour. Those numbers are important, folks, and the 23.4 degrees tilt, that's an important number because of the opposite or the other half of the angle, folks, 66. Anyway, all those numbers are important. You just make them up, and you go down an inch below the surface, if that, and you don't, in fact, you probably stay on the surface from what I can tell. You haven't looked into it. I know way, way, way more about the spinning spear theory than you do, and you're defending it. I'm going to put this in here as an insert. As I was editing, I came to this thought, and that is, if we're spinning around like we've been told, the Earth is spinning around the sun at 66,000.66 miles per hour, and again, those numbers are important. And then the sun, we're told, is spinning around the center of its galaxy at some 500 or 600,000 miles per hour. Then why is it that over hundreds and hundreds of years we still look up at the sky and the stars are in the exact same place? See, buddy, you're going to have to explain that to me, okay? So you ignore all the problems of the spinning spear theory, and you bring up these arguments that don't hold water, and water seeks a level plane. And you know, your arguments are what keeps me being a flat earther, buddy. So I want to thank you. Okay, let's move on here. The thing about nothing impossible God, it isn't even an argument. If you brought that up in a court of law to prove your point, they'd laugh at you, okay? And I'm not going to laugh at you, but come on. Okay, the book of Enoch describes the electrical concave earth model of the hollow earth. I'm not even going to read any further. Where's your passage? Where's your chapter and verse? I have the book of Enoch. I'll look it up for myself. Anyway, I want to end this here because I want to keep it short. I know you got other things to do with your life besides listen to me stutter my way through. And by the way, speaking of that, you know, I used my stuttering problem used to be so bad that I couldn't even pronounce my name. I used to have to spell my name. People would ask me, "What's your name?" And I'd go, and I'd say Chuck, and they look at me like I had a third eye in the middle of my forehead, and I don't blame them. But today, many years later, I'm able to come on here talking to this camera, which isn't easy in itself. You don't think so? Go out and try to make your own video and then put it all together, edit and all that. But I digress. I just want to give you encouragement. If you think you have a speech problem or you stutter on words, so what? So what? I'm trying to think of the fellow's name. I used to like him too, and let me think about it for a second here. You know, as you get older, the information's on the hard drive back there, but it needs to be defragged a little bit. So your subconscious mind is what remembers things, folks. So you have to give it to the subconscious mind. When you forget something, stop trying to think about it with your conscious mind. The conscious mind is what we use. I want to move my finger. I want to say words. That's the conscious mind. We drive a car with both subconscious and unconscious mind. But anyway, when you want to remember something, don't try to remember it with the conscious mind. Put it over in your subconscious mind because that's its job. Okay? Anyway, William F. Buckley. Go watch some videos of William F. Buckley. And if you think I talk slow, go listen to William F. Buckley. But William F. Buckley had information that I wanted, so I'm willing to sit there and listen to William F. Buckley. At least, many years ago. I wouldn't so much now. Another one is Henry Kissinger. But everybody wants to hear what Henry Kissinger has to say. So thank God I'm not a William F. Buckley. And thank God even more that I'm not Henry Kissinger. So I want to encourage those of you who stutter, stop taking it so seriously. It's just speaking. Relax. There's no perfect speech. You're not going to be perfect. Nobody is. Some people are better at it than others, but guess what? I'm probably better at making a home, building a house than they are. I'm better at welding than they are. Maybe I know the Bible more than they do. So you talk better. And you know what? American people are so programmed and so conditioned that to think that they have to get their information from a smooth-talking, script-reading, talking head who practices every day about speaking. He takes speech lessons. He goes to speech classes. He has a voice coach. I'm thinking of Dan Rather and a lot of these other blathers who come on, and the American people are so, it's like a homing device. When they see a flat screen on, I watch it all the time. I go into the bank. There's flat screens everywhere now, and I watch it all the time. I'm in the bank, and there's flat screens behind the clerks there, the bank tellers. See, I was going to stutter on teller, so I circumnavigated and said clerks instead. That's a bad habit for those of you who stutter. Don't do it. Just stutter through it. What's wrong with teller? Teller. The Who made thousands of dollars on their song of My Generation. And I tried out for The Who, and my stuttering was so bad they thought I wouldn't get through the word generation, and they'd have to stop and redo their take on that song over and over again. Anyway, hey, I'm joking. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting this channel. And you have a great weekend, will you? Or whatever time you're watching this, folks. You know, we tend to take things so seriously. And by the way, the robin is spending longer time sitting in the nest, man. I'll get into that later. Thank you so much for watching. You have a great day. And may the grace of God, our Father, the non-Jewish God, and his Son, whom he sent to be the Savior of the Israelites, Jesus Christ himself said, but I have not come. Get that? I have not come except for the offspring of the house of Jacob, Israel, the man. May his grace be upon us all, for we certainly need it. See you.
It's crucial to remember that people pay more attention to your demeanor than they do your evidence.
That's right.
It's crucial to remember that people pay more attention to your demeanor than they do your evidence.
That's right.